All right, everyone, good morning. So it's just past 9 a.m. And this morning, for the day trading morning show on YouTube, we've got a couple of gappers. NUWE is up 37% right now. That's the chart that I've got up. I've traded it a couple times. It's got some candle wicks. It's got some upper wicks where it pops up and drops down, pops up, drops down, pops up, drops down. So right now it's just below volume weight average price. MACD is crossed against the trade. It's tricky. For a minute there, it looked like maybe it was going to break through 450, but that's a pretty good sell right there. That candle down to 380. Again, you could be interested in maybe doing dip trades, buying those dips for the pop back up, but I don't know. Right now, I'm going to just see whether or not... It just feels that it's easier to trade when something is strong, it's on the first leg higher, and right now this is in sort of this consolidation range. It's not clean. It's not easy. BOF earlier, this one had a nice move right here from $4 all the way up to $7. Those are the candles that I want to be trading. I missed that one, but that's really where I want to be trading, are those kind of moves. Trading it in these areas here, this is going to be more difficult. It's crowded, it's consolidation, it's not breaking out. So BOF kind of off the radar right now. It could get back up, but it's got to get back over 7 to really look interesting, and it's at $5.40. So we're a ways off of that level. NUWE, too choppy right now. Leading gapper, DICE, buyout, 38% gap. VCIG, this one popped up a little bit earlier as well. Nice move, and then goes into the area where it's difficult to trade. So I want to see which stock comes into focus. BOF was in focus, and then NUWE took the spotlight. So now with NUWE maybe pulling back and not looking as clean, does another stock step up and take the spotlight? I'm not sure yet. Lucy earlier was up a bit. Pulled back a bit too much here. So kind of trying to figure out which one's going to be obvious. It is the Tuesday after a long weekend, so I sort of do have lower expectations, but you never know. That was one of the reasons I didn't sit down too early today. I just sometimes Tuesday after a long weekend is the market's a little slow. So BOF popping up a little bit there, as you can see. So it just broke out of that range. It broke over 550, went up to 571, which is good, but it's still below volume weight average price. Can it break through VWAP? VWAP's at 583. So it's still right now 20 cents away from that level. I could see VWAP being resistance. So buying right now 12 cents below resistance. Sometimes I'll buy below VWAP if I think it's going to break through VWAP. It's a little bit of a riskier setup. I would prefer to be trading, like I said, in these two kind of big green candles. Move where it's below VWAP coming back up. We sometimes get a nice break of VWAP setup, but it's not my favorite. So I don't know if it's one that I want to take the risk on right now. I also, for what it's worth, I only have a $374 cushion on the day. So I'm green, but I have a very small cushion. So until I build that cushion a little bit bigger, I have to be careful taking a lot of risk, because if I took, 10,000 shares of this right here, I could easily lose $2,000 on it. I could make $2 or $3,000 maybe, but I have to be thinking about the downside risk first. So I would have to trade it with smaller size, and then right below resistance feels a little too risky. So that's BOF right now. So that one's kind of on the side. Overall market, S&P 500. Friday was a red day. So the market pulled back a bit. And then this morning we gapped down early pre-market. We've come back up a bit off that earlier gap or those earlier lows, but we're still gapping down. So right now, overall market, you know, a little bit of a headwind there. Let's see. Hang on one second. Okay, so thank you guys tuning in on YouTube for the morning show here. Appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up. So is there anything you guys are looking at that maybe I missed? AI, I haven't been trading. It's got a nearly 100 million share float. I know some people have been trading it, but I don't usually try to day trade those. No, SPCE, wouldn't try day trade that either. You've got a higher float, 230 million shares. Rivian, these aren't really stocks for day trading, to be honest. I mean, these are stocks that are more buy and hold. Trying to day trade these, you're going to get chopped up. I don't think you're going to find consistency day trading those on a regular basis. VCIG, yeah, this one was up earlier. It's below VWAP right now. I don't know if it's going to be able to reclaim those levels. BOF, high that candle was 74. So what we know about BOF is that it IPO'd on Friday, had a high of day of 575. So we're kind of right at that 575 level just at the moment. Pre-market, it had a high of 7. So now this is an important spot. You've got 85 and 90. So I'm going to take a starter here at 96. And I'm taking a little profit as it breaks through 6 and now putting a new order at 610. So watching 610. Once we break through VWAP, to me, that's where it gets interesting. So watching right here, bought the dip at 603. Now looking there 610, taking a little profit off the table and holding smaller size. Average is 97. High is 611. New order is 615. So let's see what it does here. 2,500 share order, 615. Watching. Dip at $6. Bought right there on the dip at 6. Again, trying to buy these dips and then looking over 615 to see if it wants to squeeze up towards 620. So we've got 6 on the ask right now. I'm going flat at 98 for a 2-cent loss. It broke back over 6 and then it came back to under 6. I don't love that. So now I think maybe it needs to retest VWAP and prove if it can hold these levels. So the reason you have volume coming in there is because that is the break of VWAP. I chased it a little bit, but I waited for the confirmation of the break. Now, if I had gotten in before the break, I would have gotten a better price, but I wouldn't have had confirmation that it's going to be able to break through that resistance level, which means the accuracy on the trade would be lower. So paying a higher price for a trade, it's essentially, you don't get as good of odds when you have a higher likelihood that it's going to work, right? The odds are better when you've got more risk, but I would rather take less risk. So taking less risk with higher odds, it just means that I've got to trade a little bit more and trade a bigger size to make more money, but I don't mind doing that. Okay, so current high is 611. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Reminder for those tuning in on YouTube for the morning show, you can see in the top corner of my feed, you can see my position right here, my position window. So if I'm in a position, you can see what my average cost is, and you can see whether I'm up or down. I don't share the time and sales while I'm trading because that is technically streaming NASDAQ market data, which I pay $100 a month for that data. Well, what is it? What is it with Lightspeed? It's $116 or $78. In any case, if you broadcast out that real-time market data, it would be like playing the football game on your stream for free. ESPN or whatever, they're not going to like that. So that's kind of one of the rules. You're not supposed to do that. Added right here now for the breakthrough 611. So when it comes back up for this type of retest, I add back, and now I'm looking for the squeeze through 615. So pretty high volume, but see how it went red right there? So I had to stop out and I took the loss. Now it's all the way back down to 70. That's a high volume candle where it whips. It pops up and then it flushes down. So, that caught me. I thought we were going to get that resolution, but it ended up rejecting that level. So what was the high? What it should have done is it should have squeezed through 611 and then it rejected. I bailed out as it dropped back down. I stopped out at 590. Look at that drop all the way down. See, this is the problem, and this is what this one did earlier. For what it's worth, is it had this really nice move and then it had this strong sell-off. So this is sort of par for the course for the stock. Disappointing. I went from green on it to red, but I'm sitting at $15 on the day. So, I've got to be a little careful though, because I could go red very easily now, right? I'm glad I bailed out where I did, but that's not great. So now you've got a high volume rejection candle, and unfortunately that sort of ruins the chart on this stock. So now the 5-minute chart's pretty much broken. And we have only 15 minutes to the opening bell. So with 15 minutes to the open, I don't know. I'm not sure that we're going to get something else that that takes the place. We'll see. Low of that candle was 48. So a 60-cent drop there from 611, 610 down to 48. One of the things that, I try to be good at is just bailing out and, cut the loss. It's a bummer to go from up 1200 to flat, but it's better than going from up 1200 to down 1200. So I just bail out, I let it go, and then I move on to the next one. NUWE, this one below VWAP. Hey, David, good morning. So right now we don't have anything that's going straight up that's looking really exciting. We had a couple last week that were good. This morning you got a couple moves, but they were short-lived. Lucy, no. Problem is these are all in consolidation. They're not breaking out. QUOT 65 million share float. Both BOF and NUWE have been very whippy today. So sort of, you can look at NUWE. This one went from 450 all the way down to like 350 and then came back up to 450. It's back at 380 right now. So we've seen sort of big ranges, quick flushes. We don't have a ton of volume on anything today. A little bit of volume, but not a lot. Not as much as I'd like. About 11 minutes to the opening bell. Okay, so 10 minutes to the opening bell. Leading gapper, dice. It's a buyout. Second leader, NUWE, only 32%, currently below VWAP. Third leading gapper, VCIG, up 30%, below VWAP. Fourth leading gapper, BOF, below VWAP as well, right below VWAP, but it has that high volume red rejection candle. So with that, it doesn't look like we've got a lot of great opportunities for this morning. I don't think that it's likely that we'll see breaking news within the next 10 minutes. So this is the gap scanner that we have for the day. As I said before, it's the Tuesday coming back after a long weekend. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to push it too hard. The fact is, if there was a stock that was really, really strong, I would trade it aggressively. There isn't one right now. So, BOF was the one that probably had the most potential, being that it's a recent IPO and had made a pretty nice move earlier. But at this point, with that candle, it doesn't look good. At the open, we'll see what volume is like. You would need green candles to exceed the volume of this candle here and to go over 611, 650, and 7. Could that happen? It could. But I would say it's right now a lower percent chance that it's going to happen. So that's BOF. VCIG. This one just doesn't look good to me. It's selling off too much. NUWE. It's tough with those upper candle wicks. I don't know. That one might be able to reclaim, but I don't think it'll be clean if it does. So coming into the open, I am uh, flat, more or less. Green on one, red on the other. So nothing too exciting here today. It's a little bit of a short week. Hey Al, good morning. Anyone else see anything that looks good? All right, well, about 3 minutes to the open. I'm green on NUWE, red on BOF, up $15 on the morning. So was up a little over 1,000, 1,200, gave back that profit on BOF, went from green to red on it. So now I would just want to see if anything holds up through the opening range between now and 11 and see if we get some good action. But I have to be careful because I don't want to go from green 1,200 to red on the day. Even though green 1,200 is not a big green day for me, I still don't want to go from green to red. So I have to manage my risk, make sure I trade something that really looks good. And right now, I don't see anything that quite fits that. So I'm going to be patient, but I'll be back at it tomorrow. And hopefully we have a better looking gap scanner tomorrow morning. All right, so that's it for me for this morning, for the morning show. A reminder for those on YouTube, trading is risky. My results aren't typical. There's no guarantee you'll find success whether you trade on your own or you learn from me. So manage your risk, take it slow, practice in a simulator, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.